Hello, everyone. So I go to the gas station to buy gas, and it's $6 change coming back. They give me a $5 bill and this dollar coin, which is kind of odd. They usually never have them at the gas station. So I asked, and the person that worked there told me someone came in and bought something with like 14 or 15 of them. And they didn't have any ones at $1 bills at the time, which is also kind of odd. But I don't mind. It's just the presidential for John Tyler, presidential dollar. Now I went somewhere else and they had this $10 bill because I had a bunch of change. This is a Series 85 and it's barely been circulated. A little bit of a fold, not horribly bad. You don't see these in your circulation very often anymore. So I thought it was kind of neat to be able to get it. Now I got a couple other things that are kind of neat. My normal coin dealer had a new box of world coins. Now, these weren't very expensive. Don't mind the price that's wrote on this. This is a Panamanian penny, a centesimo. You can read it for yourself. Centesimo. Tesimo. I'm not really sure how it's pronounced. I had a loose one of these somewhere, and I got my change a while back, but I don't know where it is now. So I got this one just for I can go ahead and display it. Now, we had this shilling, 1 shilling, and that's a Scottish lion. So it says Great Britain, but with the single line, I believe this is Scottish. I'm going to go ahead and crush these down. Crush your staples. Of course, this has Queen Elizabeth on it. Since it's a 1955, she wouldn't have been queen very long. I do not believe any of these shilling coins with her on it are silver. At least not the circulation ones. Now, I also got this 1929 Australian penny, King George, which is kind of neat too. And it says 1/2. Well, actually, it's a half penny. It says 1/2 penny. It's a rather large coin. It's almost the same size as this dollar coin. Kind of neat. Now, last coin I got from him, he had a bag of Seated Liberty $half. This is 1858. This is from Orleans Mint, $half. The back's a little bit better than the front, I believe. And in his bag of 13 of these, and he said you could buy whatever one you want, he had 2 other 1858 Orleans and an 1858 Philadelphia, plus a few other random ones. And this is not a real bad looking Seated $half. I'll probably card it up later. But for now, we'll just leave it like this. Because I don't get to buy these loose like this too often. Now, the title says wheat pennies. He was dumping bags of these wheat pennies off into his box, one of them red collector boxes, and he was just randomly dumping them. Wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to what he had, and he noticed that some of them were older. This is 1919 Philadelphia. Circulated, but not really horrible. And there's a few other ones that are pretty old in here. That's a 1913 Denver, which isn't super bad considering. What's this one? This is looks like 1918. I think that's an 8. Yeah, it's an 8. But what he told me was that he was just putting them in loose in a box. He said there's another 1919. He has more people to buy these wheat pennies than what he has wheat pennies. Apparently, they're still real popular with people. That's a 1929 Denver. Most of these are earlier ones because he had been dumping 1930s and 40s and 50s ones into the box and didn't realize he dumped these in there. That one's got a bit of a damage on the head, but it's 1924. This 1927. What's this one? 1929. I'll stack that gold. You talking about this being the great score? 1858 Orleans? What are you talking about these wheat pennies? All right, this is a 1919 San Francisco. There we go. Finally decided to focus. I got a few more of them in here. This one is a 1925 San Francisco. I don't think any of these are real rare dates or nothing, but you don't get the teens and 20s all as often as you do the 30s and 40s and 50s. Come on, work with me. This is a 1927 San Francisco. This one's 1910. And it's in remarkable shape for being that old. Might have a little bit of something stuck on it. This is 1920. It's kind of worn. Now, usually you can buy these usually anywhere from 3 to 5 cents a piece if they're like this one, 30s or 40s or 50s. No, I don't think there's that. I don't think there is a 1909 in here, but I don't believe it to be a VDB. Grab this 1933 one that's not super bad worn. Some kind of gunk on it there. Got a few more to look at. This is 1928 Denver. I don't know if any of these are lower mintage ones. Probably not. Lower mintage ones don't come up in coin lots often because there's very few of them. 1920. This one is 1929, kind of worn. You can make out that date. And this is 1937S. But I don't buy these too often because usually you can't get anything real old. But this one's not too bad. This is a 1912 Philadelphia. So nothing real rare in it. I'm not really an expert. I don't remember which ones are the real valuable ones, but he said if he took the time to put these in cards. See, sometimes I get these from the record shop people. That's a 48S. I also have another one here that I've had for a while. It's a 1956. But most sweet pennies aren't really worth much until you start getting to the rare date ones. So none of these are probably super rare, but they are neat that some of them are teens and in the 20's. And then this ashtray is kind of neat because who doesn't like saying Effingham, Illinois? Effingham. It's kind of weird. But I don't have a whole lot more to talk about. But I was kind of happy to get a little bit older $10 bill like this because you rarely see these. The Series 1985. So it's going back a ways. Oh, James A. Baker is the Secretary of Treasury then. And then getting a dollar coin was neat. But yeah, probably the best coin out of all these would have to be this 1858 Orleans. It might actually grade good for, depending on who you send it to. I mean, it still has part of the shield lines visible, the cross lines. The ones that go up and down don't wear as fast. But I quite like this. And the fact that he had 13 half dollars in a bag and 3 of them were 1858 O's is kind of interesting. This is probably the best looking one. He didn't care if I cherry picked it out of there because he had a certain price per coin. And he said, I'm willing to part them out because at the price he had them, it'd be quite a bit to buy all of them, and most people probably wouldn't do that. Send some stuff to NGC this coming week. Hello, Bottle Top. Got me a few older wheat pennies if you want to go back and watch this later. Some of these are from the teens and 20's. Stacked up golds here and Bottle Top Bandit. I want to thank both of you for showing up. Don't have a whole lot more to talk about, so other than the fact that this Australian halfpenny is this big. I mean, this thing is literally about the same size as one of the new modern dollar coins. And it's a halfpenny one. And it wasn't $3. I wouldn't have paid $3 for this, or this shilling being 50 cents, or this Panamanian centesimo. This one does look pretty nice, though. A couple scratches. I have a loose one, but I don't know where it is. But I got one in my change for a U.S. penny, which I thought was kind of neat. Anyway, I'm pretty much don't have much else to talk about right now for my live stream. Anyway, got a few more car show videos. Yeah, I've got this one, which it's a 1951 penny, and it's a large. About the same size as a US 50-cent coin. Someone was telling me this particular one, or the halfpenny, either one were actually valuable because it's a very low mintage. I don't remember for sure, but put this over here just to keep it. But the 85 Series 85 $10 bill is kind of neat because you don't see this older bill in your change very often. But Orleans Mint, I'm like, yep, I like Orleans Mint stuff. I mean, they closed the mint for making coins in 1909, and a couple years after this, they closed because of the Civil War. They got a second chance, started making Morgan dollars and other coins, uh, barber coins, and some of the Morgan dollars. They made a lot of them. The Orleans Mint did the second most, just behind Philadelphia, but more than San Francisco or Carson City. And they did make barber halves and quarters and dimes, some of which a little bit lower mintages, so they're kind of worth looking at if you go to a coin shop. But it's pretty much about all I got for now. I hope everyone has a good night. I want to thank Stack That Gold and Bottle Top Bandit for stopping by while I'm doing this. Like I said, you too, Bottle Top Bandit. I'm going to leave this to where you can watch. You can go back and look at some of the individual wheat cents because I used my loop and got a pretty good view on them. But that's pretty much all I have. So I hope everyone has a good night. We'll see you next time.